and Sarah Lynn Millicom, two young representatives of the State of Israel, were murdered a few hours ago in an horrific terrorist attack in Washington. My condolences go to their families and to the staff of the Israeli embassy in Washington, D.C. I spoke this morning with Daniel, Yaron's father. I told him that his son was a warrior on our diplomatic front that felt just like a soldier in the battlefield. Yaron and Sarah were murdered at the Jewish conference of the AJC. This is the direct result of toxic, anti-Semitic incitement against Israel and Jews around the world that has been going on since the October 7th massacre. Recently, we have witnessed an unprecedented wave of terror attacks and attempts against Israeli missions around the world, with an emphasis on Europe. Israeli missions and representatives around the world are targets of anti-Semitic terrorism that has crossed all red lines. I spoke about this recently on our Remembrance Day at the ceremony for fallen Foreign Service members. I have been worried for the past few months that something like this would happen, and it did. And the list of fallen Foreign Service members has grown today. The Foreign Ministry in Jerusalem and Israeli missions around the world will lower our flags to half-mast following the murder of our workers. My heart today is also with the employees of the Foreign Ministry. They are struggling daily with difficult conditions on the diplomatic front. I am proud to lead these devoted people. They serve the country, are identified with the country, symbolize the country. They are subjected to harsh and poisonous attacks and wars. Today, two of them were shot by a terrorist. There is a direct line connecting anti-Semitic and anti-Israeli incitement to this murder. This incitement is also done by leaders and officials of many countries and international organizations, especially from Europe. The words are the modern blood libels. These libels about genocide, crimes against humanity, and murdering babies paved the way exactly for such murders. The global atmosphere has engaged Israeli and Jewish blood, has endangered Israeli and Jewish blood. This is what happens when leaders in the world surrender to the Palestinian terrorist propaganda and serve it. The statements and attacks blame Israel instead of Hamas. Hamas started the war on October 7th, is solely responsible for the war's continuation, and is solely responsible for the suffering of Israelis and Palestinians alike. I say today to these leaders and officials, stop your incitement against Israel. Stop your false accusations. Strengthen Israel in its historic battle against excess of evil in the Middle East. I spoke several times this morning with our ambassador to the United States, Dr. Yehiel Leiter. I thank him for how he represents us in the United States. I thank him also today for the way he is supporting the embassy employee in these moments. I also spoke with our dear friend, the U.S. Ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee. Ambassador Huckabee updated me on the intensive investigations underway by several government agencies into this act of terrorism. The most senior officials in the American law enforcement system are closely monitoring this investigation. We appreciate this. Terrorism is chasing us everywhere, but we will not surrender to terrorism. Since October 7th, Israel has been engaged in a battle on multiple fronts. We are fighting against those whose goal is the elimination of the Jewish state. We who swore never again will not allow this to happen. This is an opportunity to announce a conference against anti-Semitism that we will lead in Jerusalem next week, part of Israel's presidency of the International Holocaust Remembrance Alliance. The conference will be attended by foreign ministers and other ministers of IRA member states. It will also include envoys for combating anti-Semitism and representatives of Jewish communities from these countries. The new anti-Semitism is also rising today on campuses, in the media, and on social networks. We are committed to fighting it with all our might. We thank the partners we have in the world for this fight. The Israeli people, I say this morning, hold your heads high. No other nation would have stood with such a courage, dedication, and resilience in what we have been through and are still going through during this last year and a half. Let us try to strengthen the unity among us so that we continue to stand successfully in the historic struggle that has been forced upon us. Am Israel Chai.
Thank you, Foreign Minister. We'll now take a few questions. Yes, please. The microphone is coming.
Thank you, Foreign Minister Dov Lieber with the Wall Street Journal. A few questions. One, can you give us a little more details about the event where the two victims were killed? What was the event about exactly? Two, do we know if the shooter was working alone? Was there any connection to any other organization? We know Iran, for example, has tried to target Israeli embassies around the world. Do you see any connection there? And lastly, I hear from Israelis, they don't feel safe in Israel, and they don't feel safe anywhere else in the world, anywhere they go. Why do you think particularly Israelis don't feel safe anywhere in the world? Why in this particular situation for the Israeli people?
The answer for your second question is anti-Semitism. The answer for your first questions must be given by American authorities and not by me, because they are holding this investigation, and I'm sure they will accurately report about it.
Thank you. Clémence Dibou for BFM TV, French TV. The French government, the British government, the Canadian government, they denounce, I quote, scandalous politics about Israel. Is that something that could lead to this kind of violent action?
I think I said very clear things, so I'm just I can't repeat things I said in Hebrew and English, but you are
but you didn't
invited. You are invited to rewind.
But you didn't mention any country. So, like, I'm French. So, do you think that the French government participates to that atmosphere?
Rewind.
Yes, please.
Mike Schwartz from CNN. Are you worried that this kind of event is going to be happening all around the world now? That we've gone over, that a red line has been crossed?
First of all, I'm very worried. And I want to tell you that during the last months and weeks, we had a couple of incidents in several embassies. Some of them even was not reported, mainly in Europe. And of course, and I've said 3 weeks ago, in our Memorial Day, that we will have challenging days, and I refer to this issue exactly in the continuation of the current wave of